me personally, in terms of I'm a mad enthusiast about writing things down on a daily basis. So
Yeah.
not to overwhelm myself with a lot of stuff during the day, but I have this thing where I have a diary, I have my calendar on my phone, so I can see kind of what my schedule is. But then my diary, I just have 6 things that I want to achieve during that day, and it
Yeah.
could be a big task and it could be a small task, and it's just writing those 6 things down. Okay, and if I do that Monday through to Sunday, okay, and I just have a little checkbox next to it. So if I complete the task, I tick, I tick, I tick, I tick, and at the end of the week, I review it and I apply what I call like a traffic light system. So I've got a green
Mhm.
highlighter, an orange highlighter, and a red highlighter. Okay, so if I do the task, I mark it off in green. So if I complete it, if I've put it off to the following week or something didn't work for it, I give it an orange. And if I missed the
Yeah.
task and I didn't do it, I give it a red. And it's like a little mindset game with myself at the end of the week where I try to see a full green
Mhm.
across the week. But
Yeah.
what I try to do is it's you hear a lot of people talking about like their purpose and their drive and what makes
Yeah.
them kind of tick and what gets them going. For me, it's to, and again, it's only a realization, but everyone has these fantastic goals. Okay. And I can apply it to fitness here because it's an easy thing to visualize. But everyone has these fantastic goals. They want to lose weight, they want to put on a bit of muscle, they want to run a marathon, whatever it is. But I would always say to people, it's great to have your vision, it's great to have your direction and your kind of why you're doing things and where you want to go. That's really important. Clarity is everything.
Yeah.
But then we also need to take a couple of steps back, sorry, and kind of pause for a second and say to ourselves, okay, what is going to allow ourselves to connect with that a little bit more? Okay. And to do that, it means pretty much writing down your tasks and getting 1% better every day. So if you think of it and you say, okay, 1% better every day, what does that look like? We feel sometimes as if we try and achieve these goals that we need to realistically work as hard as we can to get to certain levels. So we look at the goal and we say, okay, I want to I want to achieve a weight loss goal of 5 kilos in the space of 90 days or 10 kilos in the space of 90 days. And I say, okay, what does that look like on a daily basis? And how can you get 1% better on a daily basis than where you are now? Doesn't mean you have to overhaul everything. So let's say from a food perspective, it might be just change one meal. From an exercise perspective, it might be like, okay, move your body just once a day. Doesn't matter what you're doing yet, and build your consistent habits and build the consistency as you go through, because you can always speed that up by changing things up a little bit. But it's actually the action of doing it that makes a difference. So bringing it back to me, it's the tasks. They might only
Mhm.
be small tasks. It might be like, for example, it might be schedule the podcast for Saturday or schedule it
Yeah.
or Friday or Sunday or whatever day. And that's a task done. It doesn't have to be, okay, write out the script, do this, whatever. That can come down the line, but it's just, okay, tick, 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 tick. And it's about building momentum. And then as you build momentum, then you start to feel a bit more kind of, I suppose, engaged, driven, positive about the
Yes.
situation. And
Yeah.
eventually things will happen, because I do believe that
Yeah.
people don't take enough action.
Yeah. I was about to say that one of the good things of having a schedule or a calendar with a few things you want to do and achieve is the positive emotion you receive from taking things off the list. Okay, this is done. It's completed. Most times things work out okay, if not pretty well, and you feel fantastic about it. And then when you face the next step, you are boosted. So this is like
Of course.
you being fed along the way with with positive elements, and then you just build yourself like a monster, because there are so many things that I would call small wins on the route to the great victory. So I think you
100%.
can relate to that. So, and then you can also learn uh, that it doesn't make sense to be lazy or to avoid certain situations because you feel terrible not to do those. So
Yeah.
all you don't want to do is in the evening looking at your list and say, "Hey, I missed that part." There is this this item 5 that I didn't do it, and I still need to do it next day. So you want to avoid that, and then you build this character that it's all about accomplishing what you want and not avoiding things that you don't want, and it becomes just natural. It just becomes the person you are, and the more you do that, the more it becomes spontaneous, and all of a sudden it's just your normality. Now, for others, it might sound weird because they're not used to that, but it's just other people's comments, and you shouldn't take that much in consideration. Yeah.
Correct. And it's not. Look, it's a lifestyle that's not. You'd swear I'm like a big CEO of a company. I'm not. I'm just a normal person. But it's a lifestyle that's probably yeah. Fingers crossed. But it's a lifestyle that's probably not for everyone.